Welcome to I'm too tired for this. Welcome to another episode of That Guy in the Hybrid, and I'm in this. And what we are doing is, well, it's my birthday, so we're taking 4 days off. Yes, Niall? Yeah, the whole family's here. And I'm going to be reviewing the 530e, the G30, because, well, I've taken it on a couple of long journeys.
Hello.
That's my sister. That's my nephew. I've been taking it on a couple of journeys, and I've got some good things about it and some bad things about it. Whether you should buy one, whether you shouldn't buy one. In my opinion, buy one. Don't skip to the end. Just buy one now.
Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey as you fade away.
Welcome to the BMW 530e. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, oh, it's a modern BMW, it's not even an M Sport, it's not even an M Class, it's not even an M5. But I'm here to tell you this is probably the best BMW, albeit probably the best daily driver car you can buy as a petrol head. Prices start at about £17,000, and with the 530e you get a 2-litre turbocharged engine, producing 249 brake horsepower and 214 foot-pounds of torque. Now, the 0 to 60 time is 6.2 seconds, which isn't that bad. But what does annoy me a little bit is the top speed is 146 miles per hour, which, let's be honest, if it was 155, then we could assume it was electronically limited. But it really isn't. It's 146 miles per hour. Now, the capacity of the battery side of things is 9.2 kilowatt hours. Usable capacity of that 9.2 kilowatt hours is 8 kilowatts, and which gives you a battery range of about 29 miles. Real world figures, it takes about 5 to 6 hours to fully charge, which is for an old, I guess for an early PHEV or PHEV, it's quite good. But yeah, newer cars are much better. Now, running costs is a little bit expensive with the 530e because it falls into that bracket where basically you spend too much money on your car, so you pay an extra tax for being rich, but you're not really rich because you wouldn't be buying a BMW if you were rich. So the annual tax is £155, but with that £340 additional tax because the car was more than £40,000, you end up paying almost £500 to £600. I think mum pays about £50 per month, which, you know, if you are buying something on finance, especially one of these, please factor that into account. Please take that into account. Factor that into, I don't know, tired. Other than that, it does say it does up to 128.4 miles per gallon. But real world, I think we've seen anywhere from 60 to 80 miles per gallon, which is still good going. And really, if you're pushing it hard, I've seen 45 to 50, which is about the same as my CRZ, which isn't bad at all. But a lot of people will say the car's a bit boring, it's a bit numb. But aren't all new cars a bit this way? And the fact of the matter is with this car, and it's not, you can't compare it to an E39, but at the same time, it's so comfortable. It does everything that you want to do, and then you just flick it into sport mode, and you can just take it on a twisty road, and it drives absolutely amazing. Now, this is my mum's 530e, and originally we weren't really planning on buying a BMW, but mum fell in love with the car, with all the options and everything, and I think she really likes how it drives. I wasn't a fan of BMWs. That's a lie. You know, I've had about 6 or 7 now. I own one currently. I have an E46. But I was not a fan of modern BMWs, but this one has completely changed my mind. If there was one car that I would swap for my CRZ, and you know how I believe the CRZ is the best daily, it would be this car. I cannot see, like, now I'm stuck in traffic, and yeah, electric mode, perfect. So on like a day-to-day basis, you can just drive it on electric mode. It goes about 20-ish miles. It's a plug-in hybrid. And then when you want to really drive fast, you put some premium in, Shell V-Power, and you just drive it really fast. Everything about this car is basically BMW being like, okay, you want a car that does everything? Well, here's a car that does everything for you. Oh, the only downside I see to this car is it's a little bit big. So if you're inexperienced as a driver, you will struggle. Like, we're about to go into a car park right now. Okay, so now you're about to see the problems with this car. Now, we've just come to a car park. Here's 2 big cars. We've got a van and a Qashqai, or a Qashqai, or whatever it's called. And all of a sudden, I'm having to do more mirror checks than a learner driver. I think my driver would be my learner driving teacher, sensei, whatever. Sensei? I don't know. I'm a guy. I can't multitask and talk and do things at the same time. Anyway, here's me reversing. So this one didn't come with the reversing camera, but the sensors are perfect. And look, we've got to the, let me just turn it. So we're in line with the door handle with the wing mirror, and the car's already beeping to say I'm almost hitting the back. This is the biggest problem with, I'm sorry, I'll let the car shut up. This is the biggest problem with the 530e. It's really long, like, it's wide and it's long. That's the only problem I find as a day-to-day daily driver. Now, if you're very good at driving, or if you're confident, like I hope you are as a petrol head, it'll be fine. If it's someone like my mum who's, a little bit scared, a little bit hesitant on everything, then yeah, it's not for you, really. I'd definitely recommend the 330e. Anyway, now that we're parked, a word from our sponsors. Do you like making a car shiny, but off-the-shelf products are just not doing it for you? Or are you like me and you need something easy and you're really lazy about, cleaning your car, and you don't really want to take it to the scratch and shine anymore because your car's becoming a bit dull? I'm incredibly happy to announce that I am now sponsored by Squid Ink Detailing. Squid Ink is owned and run by an incredible guy and fellow petrolhead, Mike, who not only is absolutely in love with cars, but also detailing products. His attention to detail is just so prevalent in his work, which makes me so happy to be actually working with him. So, to help us along, he's actually given me a discount code to his website. Now, his website is squidinkdetailing.co.uk. And once you've figured out what you want, at the checkout bit, the checkout bit, please use discount code THATGUY10, and you can get 10% off across most of his range. That's insane. Again, that's squidinkdetailing.co.uk, and use that code THATGUY10 to get 10% off. Support the companies that support me. Please go give Squid Ink a like. Okay, now that you're back from our sponsors, it's a mess because I am technically on holiday, so forgive me for this, but The cockpit design, I love this steering wheel. I hated the steering wheel before it, and I love the E46 steering wheel. Those are the only BMW steering wheels I like. This one is just, it's just amazing. So this is a 530e M Sport, which means it's got the black headlining. It's also got the bigger screens, and it's all got the nice comfy seats. It's got a kid seat in the back, and if you look, it's got loads of leg room. Again, the black headlining is fantastic. Obviously, the dash changes, so that's sport mode, that's Eco Pro. No, sorry, that's Eco Pro, so that's with the battery charging, and that's normal. I tend to drive it mostly in normal. Obviously, you've got your battery on this side, and you've got fuel gauge and everything. If we turn off onto the entertainment screen, so when you put it into sport mode, you can choose basically what you have, and the best configuration, in my opinion, for sport mode is if you go into individual, comfort steering, sport engine, sport transmission. Perfect. Honestly, the problem with the sport sort of steering is it makes it really heavy, like really heavy. Now I know this is an electric steering wheel, so it adds like resistance to make it really heavy, but I think it's a bit too much, because when I drive this in sport mode and then jump into my CRZ, which inherently just has a heavier steering wheel, this still feels heavier and it just hurts. So sport, comfort steering, sport, everything else. The pedal shifts are in fantastic places, in my opinion. Honestly, I can't really, like, this car just as a whole, interior wise, is fantastic. And if you know me, you know that interiors are the main thing that I look at, because the outside of the car is pretty cool, but the inside's where it really counts, because that's where you spend most of your time. And the infotainment system and the space, it's just, honestly, it's just fantastic. I can't really say anything else. Why don't we talk to a different kind of demographic? Because let's be honest, as a petrol head, I can be really one-sided about this car. But if we talk about let's talk to different people, shall we? Let's talk to my mom and my sisters and see what they say. Right. I mean, you've heard exactly, as you can tell, I've got the whole family in the car. And I thought, what better else than to ask the whole family what they think of the car? Because obviously me as a petrol head, I'm going to give you an opinion, and my opinion isn't really going to fit to everyone else's. So I've got people in this car right now who obviously own the car and are a little bit older, and I've got someone with a young family, and I've got kids. So what do you guys think? Let's start with Mom. Give me one good point and one bad point about this car. Go on.
It's so comfortable.
Okay, good point, comfortable. Bad point?
I couldn't find any bad point.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You don't like driving it for a reason.
No, I'm driving now.
I know, but
for this, like, it's so good, so I'm scared of driving.
No, that's not the reason. Go on.
Now I am driving, so
it's too big.
Yeah, you're not driving.
like not right now.
God, see,
but I'm driving more than before.
Mom absolutely loves this car, which is why she doesn't want to say bad things. But the fact of the matter is, the car's too long for Mum.
Oh yeah.
It's way too long. So for someone who's not very confident at driving, this car's too big. Completely too big. It's really hard to park. Driving in London is atrocious. But yeah, okay, Disha, young family, mother, also my sister. What would you say about this car? Good thing and bad thing. Go on.
So obviously, I love Beamers.
God, yeah. Disha doesn't like BMWs because I've had about 7 of them and they all broke. So
They're expensive.
yeah, that's true.
They're not realistic cars.
Yeah.
For families.
I love how you started with the bad thing instead of the
Unless
good.
you're like a rich person.
Right. Okay. Unless you're Mum.
I don't know. This car it's very spacious and it looks nice. It looks very cool. I think that's kind of like the main point.
Okay.
But when it comes to
Running costs and
running cost and parking, I could not do school runs with this car.
yeah.
Because the parking is always really difficult as it is, and if I had this car, I'd be struggling. I'd basically be walking instead.
Yeah. So you'd probably be better off with maybe like a 3 Series if you liked BMWs.
Maybe a different company.
It is kind of.
or a different company. I think if we summarize what my sister says, BMWs, especially in the UK, inherently come with higher road tax, higher insurance costs, just because they are rear-wheel drive and they are a sports car, regardless of which one you buy. So it is, you're going to spend a bit more using, driving this car. But the upside of it is you look cool. So whether you have enough money to look cool is basically
If you're young and don't have kids like Aaban, AJ, then I think this car is okay. But if you have kids and
Like me.
you'd rather spend the extra money on something else like holidays and stuff, then
Yeah.
I would say it's not a realistic car for
And
me. anyways.
you guys have a CHR at the moment, which you bought about the same time as Mum bought this, and we'll do a little review on that one as well. Actually,
It's the best car in the world.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like it, but that's me then.
Why don't
Yeah,
you
'cause
like it?
You only like cool looking.
No, I just don't like SUVs. It's not my thing
Why don't you like SUVs?
because they're really high up, and I don't like the seating position.
You like being on. He's a down to earth person.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay, let's go to the kids. Right, Niall, what do you think of this car? Niall, by the way, is 2, so he has no idea
At
what he's
least he
saying.
responded.
Yeah, he did respond. Okay, Zayn, what do you think of this car?
It's comfortable, but I hate how it talks.
You're gonna just copy everyone else? Do you not have anything else? Do you not think it
No,
looks cool?
that's actually how I do it.
Do you think it's
You always
smelly?
change the lighting settings because you
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, that's why.
I think the techie side of things is perfect for kids, especially if they want to mess around with it. There is a lot of helpful kids stuff in this car. Again, the 5 Series is too big. Zayn, I will show you. The 5 Series is too big, in my opinion. I think a 3 Series is much better. With this being a 530e as well, like the reason you buy a 5 Series is you have the bigger boot than the 3 Series, but because it's got the batteries in the back, you've got a smaller boot than the 3 Series. But it's perfect for Mum, and you know what, it's comfortable because Mum doesn't drive this a lot. Like, she's probably going to do 5,000 miles a year in this. It's just for long distance journeys, isn't it? And it's perfect, and it's electric. It'll do 20 miles in electric.
It's good if you don't have kids or a big family.
That's the
Exactly,
thing,
yeah. I think if you were a confident driver, like if this was Dad's car, if this was my car and I had a family, you could potentially be okay with the size of it.
No.
But
You don't have enough space in the boot.
no, even I'm saying myself, like, I would much rather get the 330e. The 530e is nice, it's big, but get the 330e. The problem with the 330e though is it's a lot more money. So the 330e at the moment, you can only get it in the new series, which is the G31. Starts at about £45,000. You can get one of these for about 17. So it's a big difference. So would you put up with the £17,000 bigger car?
This one is not 17. Why
So no, we didn't buy this one for 17, obviously, because this one we bought almost brand new. But you can buy like a 2016, 2017 plate with about 100,000 miles on it for about £17,000. And again, don't be scared with the BMW with high mileage, because every BMW I owned had more than 150,000 miles. The BMW I own right now, and you guys haven't seen this yet, has 175,000 miles on it. So, and we're gonna take it racing. Anyway, thanks guys. Do you guys want to say anything else to my channel for helping me with the review? Yeah? What do you want to say now?
He's great.
Thank you.
Subscribe to his channel.
Thank you.
And mine.
He has amazing videos.
I'm gonna do a video with Zayn soon enough where I take him for a drive.
Yeah.
Um,
Zayn has a channel as well.
yeah, Zayn's. Follow Zayn on his channel, which is Zayn's Planet. Follow Tisha's baking thingy, which is Foxton Rose. Follow Mum on Instagram because it'd be funny. Mum does have an Instagram.
Instagram, but I don't know how to use it.
There we go.
Sorry.
Just go follow
I'm
Mum.
the old person.
And then Niall wants to say something.
And
Nile Baba.
Yes, Papa. Yeah.
okay. And if you want to send Niall some chocolates, send me some chocolates, and I promise I'll send them to Niall. All right. Thanks.